Namaskar, good evening. You're watching Nation Wants to Know and I am Swati Joshi. Well, the time is up for all those who conspired against India in the 2611 case. The man who has the blood of 166 people on his hands is being brought to India. We're talking about Tahavur Rana. He was a close aide of David Coleman Headley, played a crucial role in plotting and facilitating the worst terror attack on Indian soil. He tried every trick in the book to evade his extradition to India. But Indian government was relentless in its effort. Persistent efforts by the Modi government, his diplomacy and the strong ties with the US government have ensured that Tahavur Rana is brought to India to face the law. While this is a diplomatic win for India, this is also a big loss of face for the ecosystem. The same ecosystem that once branded the 2611 attack a plot hatched by the RSS. Today, as the Modi government brings back Tahavur Rana, it appears this ecosystem is still hurt. Are they not ready to accept the big victory of Modi diplomacy? Today, while a few leaders of the opposition have welcomed the move, most are largely questioning the Modi government over delay. They believe it took the Modi government 14 long years to bring Tahavur Rana back, but it was actually the UPA that swiftly arrested and tried Ajmal Kasab. Listen into all the reactions.
ताहूर राणा को लाने में 14 साल लग गए। यूपी सरकार में कसाब को पकड़ के एग्जीक्यूशन का काम कांग्रेस के जमाने में ही हो गया था। आपको 14 साल लग गया। ललित मोदी को भी लाने में 14 साल लग गया। ताहूर राणा को 14 साल बाद लाके आप क्या करेंगे? जबकि सारा जो एग्जीक्यूशन का काम कसाब को सही जगह पहुंचाने का काम, और नरेंद्र मोदी के राज में तो इस देश में आतंकवादी हमले कितने बड़े। तो हमारा जम्मू महफूज नहीं है, हमारा चाइना से लगा हुआ बॉर्डर कोई महफूज नहीं है।
ये सही बात नहीं। कांग्रेस की सरकार थी तब से ये हो गया है। ऐसा है 26/11 का जो ये हुआ हल्ला हुआ, उसको ठीक ढंग से जांच करना, ठीक ढंग से सारी बातें करना, कानूनी बातें करना, ये कांग्रेस ने किया है। किसको उसमें ये कंसेशन देने का सवाल नहीं आता। ये अभी वो उनको ला रहे हैं, वो अच्छी बात है, उसका हम स्वागत करते हैं। हिंसा कोई भी करे, हिंसा के खिलाफ कानूनी कार्रवाई होना बहुत जरूरी है।
नहीं, वो तो सही है, जिसने आतंकवाद किया हो उसको कड़ी से कड़ी सजा मिलनी चाहिए। अब तो अमेरिकी अदालत ने कह दिया। उसने बहुत कोशिश की इस बात की कि उसको जो है किसी तरह से राहत मिल जाए, भारत न लाया जा सके, लेकिन अमेरिकी अदालतों ने उसकी याचिका खारिज कर दी। उसको भारत आना पड़ेगा और कड़ी से कड़ी सजा उसके अपराध की मिलेगी।
Well, on the other hand, BJP netas hit back saying it is because of Modi government that he is being brought back. As per the BJP, the Congress can only feed biryani to terrorists like Kasab. Listen in.
आज मास्टर माइंड 26/11 के तबस्सुर राना को अमेरिका से लाया जाना एक अपने आप में बताता है कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी का दुनिया में कद कितना बड़ा है। क्योंकि ये घटना यूपीए गवर्नमेंट में 2008 को घटी, तब से ये फरार था। लेकिन दुख की बात है, देश के ही कुछ विपक्ष के नेता विदेश में तो गाली देते, देश में भी मानने को तैयार नहीं होते। आज तो कम से कम धन्यवाद दें।
So there are some in Congress who want to take credit for this, while there are those in Samajwadi Party who are questioning the delay. BJP meanwhile hitting back says the credit goes to Modi government. It is because of Modi diplomacy that Tahavur Rana is being brought back. Let's in fact tell you the question that we are asking today before we open up the debate, and you can have your say, register your vote. Tell us, what do you think about the issue? Mazboot Bharat, does that rattle the INDI bloc? You can cast your vote at Times Now on X. We'll reveal the results of the poll right after the debate. So let's open up the debate and let's go across to our guests. We are joined by Professor Rakesh Sinha, author and former MP Rajya Sabha. We have Akhilesh Katiyar of the Samajwadi Party joining us on the broadcast, along with Suresh Kumar Goel, former ambassador. Thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen. We'll also have BJP and Congress representatives joining us soon on the broadcast. Let me first come to you, Akhilesh Katiyar ji. क्या ये समय है कि हमें सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए इस बात को कि तहव्वुर राना को वापस लाया जा रहा है? अब उसे इंडियन लॉ का सामना करना पड़ेगा। हो सकता है कि और हमारे पास उस अटैक से जुड़े हुए और पाकिस्तान के रोल से जुड़ी हुई इंफॉर्मेशन सामने आए, या ये समय है कि 14 साल का डिले क्यों रहा? क्योंकि बीजेपी पलटकर सवाल ये पूछ रही है कि आपके पास भी, यूपीए के पास भी 5 साल का वक्त था, आप क्यों नहीं ले आए?
नहीं स्वाति जी, ये बात अपराधियों को सजा मिले और उसमें जिन भी लोगों ने अपने परिवारजनों को खोया है, उन सभी के प्रति हमारी बहुत गहरी संवेदना है। और अपराध इन्होंने किया है, जो भी उसमें शामिल हो, जो साथी सहयोगी हो, गहन पूछताछ करके उन्हें सजा दी जाए। चाहे यूपीए के 5 साल का पीरियड हो, 8 से 14 तक, 6 साल का, या 12 साल के मोदी का जो शासनकाल है मोदी साहब का, तो डिले हुआ, खैर ठीक है, उस विषय पे क्या बात करनी।
नहीं, आपके नेता बोल
जल्दी
रहे
होता
हैं
तो
ऐसा कैसे? नेता आपके पार्टी के बोल रहे हैं कि 14 साल का डिले हो गया, आपको तो इसको पहले ही ले आना चाहिए था। देखिए, हमने अजमल कसाब को पकड़ भी लिया, देखिए हमने तो ट्रायल भी करा दिया, और अजमल कसाब को जहां पहुंचाना था हमने पहुंचा भी दिया। तो क्या ये समय पॉलिटिक्स करने का है? ये मेरा सवाल है आपसे।
ये आज उस अपराधी को देश लाया जाए, गंभीरता से पूछताछ हो, और आज कम से कम हम उन लोगों के प्रति हम बात, वो जो जिन्होंने भी अपने परिजनों को खोया, जिन लोगों के हताहत हुए, उनको सही जानकारी मिल सके। हम उनके अपनों को तो नहीं दिला सकते,
तो आप ये मान रहे हैं,
कम से कम
तो आप ये मान रहे हैं कि इस तरह की बयानबाजी की जरूरत नहीं है? कैन आई से दैट यू आर कंडेमिंग सच स्टेटमेंट्स, कि ऐसे स्टेटमेंट्स नहीं दिए जाने चाहिए? देयर इज नो नीड टू पॉलिटिसाइज इट।
स्वाति जी, हर चीज को दो तराजू में नहीं तौला जा सकता। जल्दी होता तो अच्छा होता, लेकिन चलिए आ गए हैं।
हाँ ठीक है, आप भी वही कह रहे हैं ना, घुमा फिरा के सही। यू हैव ऑल्सो अराइव्ड एट दैट सेम पॉइंट. Let me bring in Sheikh Amir as well of the Congress joining us. Another allegation that is being leveled, while there is a race to take credit, because Mr. Hussain Dalwai of the Congress says that, we initiated the proceeding, the credit should go to us. Will the Congress also admit that its first reaction was to blame the RSS? The allegation is that it was done back in those days to give a clean chit to Pakistan.
No, it's not about whom the credit should go. I believe whosoever is against India, against our nation, he should face the law. And if it's not about BJP taking credit or Congress taking credit, we should not make controversy out of it. And I think this is blown out of proportion. Whosoever has challenged the sovereignty of India, that person should face the law of India.
But these statements are being made by netas of your party who want to take credit, who want to say that, look, UPA did all this. Will you condemn such statements? Will you say that this is not the time to do politics or take credit?
Yes, when you're talking about taking credit, I know how when the strike this when we were talking about I forgot after Pulwama attack, what was BJP doing? How it politicized that we attacked Pakistan, and how it happened. The Pulwama attack was politicized. The death of our martyrs were politicized. It's the job of BJP what BJP is doing. We don't do politics on martyrs. We don't do politics on nation. It's the job of BJP. They want to take credit of everything. When the strike happened, they were only saying that it was not done by army.
But how different is Hussain Dalwai's statement from what you're accusing the BJP of? Also, I asked you a very important question about the allegation against the Congress of jumping to the conclusion to blame the RSS just to give cover to Pakistan.
No, RSS, what is RSS coming in? RSS is they've always sided with those who are against India.
No, was RSS behind the 26/11 attack?
No, we know who was behind the attack, but who is politicizing it?
No. I am asking you a very specific question. Will the Congress today admit that yes, it was a mistake on their part, or was it part of politics to blame the RSS?
No, I don't know in what context it was said. I haven't heard about that, but I would say that it's not about RSS. It's about the Pakistani sponsored terrorism.
So that's what I'm saying. Today all of that is being said. But let me bring in Professor Rakesh Sinha, who I'm sure is very well aware of the allegations that were leveled back then. Professor Sinha, that RSS is involved, कि RSS के लोगों का इसमें हाथ है. That was the first reaction that came in right after the attack. Today, when Tahavur Rana is being brought back, every political party wants a share of the pie. They want the credit to say that UPA initiated all of this. So what is the Modi government talking about?
Before coming to that question, I have a remark for Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. He has always given the first priority to internal security and the national sovereignty. That is the reason in the Trump 2 government, he negotiated and successfully diplomatic negotiation led Tahavur Rana's extradition in India. Now he is coming. And this would sabotage their own the ecosystem which Pakistan created against India. That is a great success, and the credit goes to Prime Minister for his great diplomacy. But second important thing is that you know why Congress should bother about this Tahavur Rana. They are the natural ally of the Congress. Congress considers anti-India elements, those breaking groups, जो टुकड़े gang, they are their natural ally. You see, when the Aziz Barni, a Urdu journalist, wrote a book, 2611 RSS Conspiracy. This was the first very fast the book was produced. It was released in Mumbai. A senior Congress leader, Mr. Digvijay Singh, was one of the persons who released the book. And in a way, Congress endorsed that. The image of it is not the question of image. It is the question of giving shelter, giving safe hide to the true terrorists.
Okay.
Those who were the terrorists, they were given the hide, the shelter. And this was the book. The Congress had never denied, Congress had never condemned Digvijay Singh for joining that book release. And later on, the Home Minister, the then Home Minister Shinde, what did he say? The saffron terrorism. Means there was no Pakistani-sponsored terrorism. It was the saffron terrorism. He was blaming the RSS. Their main target was they were using their failures. They were using the failures for their domestic politics. Okay. They were not in the position to defend the country from the sabotage of the Pakistani terrorists. At the same time, they were blaming RSS. Means candle was burning from both sides. On the one hand, they were protecting, giving respectability to the Pakistani terrorists. On the other hand, they were using it for the domestic politics.
All right.
So candle was burning from both the sides.
Let me take a reaction from Sheikh Amir on that. We also have Rohan Gupta on the broadcast. Sheikh Amir, please respond. The attacks used to gain political brownie points by the Congress back then, and today some of your netas want to take credit?
No, it's not about taking credit. If we talk about the extradition, policy, this extradition was signed between India and US way back. Where was BJP? Then it took 17 years. After 17 years, you don't talk about Dawood Ibrahim, you don't talk about David Headley or Mehul Jyoti. There are so many fugitives. But after 17 years, you are here to take credit. And if you are telling us that we should not talk about it, we should not say that if after 17 years, just one, it took them 70 years. That to extradition, this policy, it was signed by Congress and then Congress government.
And then the BJP came to power in 2014, sir. The attacks took place in 2008. So the UPA back then had a big window between 2009 when Rana was actually arrested and 2013 or 2014 when the BJP government came in power. Nothing happened back then. Yes, you initiated the process, but today it has reached a conclusion. And your netas still want to take credit. You're also sidestepping the question that I'm asking you continuously on the blame game that began back then and RSS was blamed for it. But let me also bring in Suresh Kumar Goel, former ambassador. What goes into all of this? Does it really matter or not who's heading the state? Do diplomatic relations matter or not when you are actually negotiating on such an important issue? Politics aside, do you really believe that there should be a discussion about credit, and if it really is about credit, where should it go? सुरेश कुमार गोयल।
स्वाति जी, बहुत बहुत प्रणाम आपको। मैंने काफी सुना और सुनकर के काफी दुख हुआ मेरे को, क्योंकि I come from a generation when I joined the foreign service in 1978. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the foreign minister at that time, and soon after that there was the Congress government. But the diplomatic community of India never felt that there was any difference in the foreign policy of India, whether it was Atal Bihari Vajpayee, or it was Rajiv Gandhi, or it was Manmohan Singh. There was a national consensus on what our foreign policy should be. And therefore, even after all the pain that I've suffered through this initial discussion, I'm going to stay to the course and basically talk about what our policy on these matters have been and what the difficulties are along the way, irrespective of who is the party in the government and what steps they take. Okay, extradition treaty is a matter of agreement between two governments. Every government uses the extradition treaty to get people from the other country who have to go through legal cases here or who are subject to the criminal justice in India, to get them extradited to India. We have tried everything. Whoever the Prime Minister has been, we have tried every time. Tahavar Rana, he was arrested in 2009. 2009, 4 years. Manmohan Singh ji was the Prime Minister. We couldn't succeed. After that 14 years, Narendra Modi ji was the Prime Minister. We succeeded at the end of the 14 years. I think that should be understood not as a matter of difference between what BJP thinks or what Congress thinks, but it should be understood as a matter of difficulties which lie inherently in the process of extradition. Extradition is a combination of two factors. Right. One is a political willingness of the government of the country where the fugitive is hiding or staying there. Vijay Mallya is openly staying in the UK. Yes. We can't get him extradited. And Nirav Modi is living in their Caribbean countries. We can't get him extradited. There are so many people. We are trying very hard even during this government. Right. But we are not successful because two factors are the legal process of the country and the political willingness of the country. Right. In this case, I'm sorry, just give me a minute more because
yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Now, in this particular case, it so happened we are fortunate that both the Biden government and the Trump government have had the political willingness and determination to let the extradition go ahead. And after compliance with the local legal process in the USA, we are getting him tomorrow. And even today, I keep on telling my friend that till Tahavar Rana steps on the soil of India, I will keep my fingers crossed. You never know. He's in the aircraft now, so fortunately we know that he will be landing. Right. Therefore, it's a complicated process. We should understand. And I heard somewhere somebody saying that the government of the day blamed RSS or the linked RSS to what happened in Mumbai. I'm sorry, which newspaper, which telecast, who, what? I was there in the government at that time. We were dealing with this all the time. I don't
Professor Sinha,
any such political debate.
I want to bring in Professor Sinha. Professor Sinha, on that.
You know, Ajit Barni was very close to establishment. Everything is not said and done by the Home Minister and the Home Secretary and the foreign spokesperson. The ruling party's establishment is patronized the book. And this book was released with a fanfare in Mumbai. The title of the book was the 2611 RSS Conspiracy. And it was Urdu edition, Hindi edition and English edition. And Congress party's, ruling party's senior leader, that is perhaps General Secretary Digvijay Singh, was releasing the book. All right. And in their speeches, all of them directly and indirectly blamed the RSS. So it is not that the policy makers directly blame that. I said that in diplomacy, everything is not said and done directly. Okay. Something are said and done indirectly. So this narrative was created.
Okay, a narrative
it is not a legal thing.
All right, a narrative was created. I want to quickly bring in Akhilesh Katiyar and then Rohan Gupta. Akhilesh Katiyar, दोनों देशों के रिश्तों को, डिप्लोमेसी को और जो प्रोसेस होता है उसको गोयल से ज्यादा बेहतर पैनल पर कोई नहीं समझता। वो कह रहे हैं कि एक तो पॉलिटिकल विलिंगनेस यानी मंशा सरकार की होनी चाहिए, दूसरा कुछ लीगल प्रोसेस होता है जिसको फॉलो करना पड़ता है। 14 साल का समय लग गया, लेकिन ये अब वो वक्त नहीं है कि ये कहा जाए कि आपको 14 साल का वक्त क्यों लग गया, ये पहले ही हो जाना चाहिए था या क्रेडिट वॉर होना चाहिए। भारत के लिए बड़ी उपलब्धि की तरह क्यों नहीं पॉलिटिकल पार्टियां उसको देख सकती?
नहीं, आपने शुरू में स्वाति जी गिरिराज किशोर साहब का बयान सुनाया हम तो ये मानते हैं कि भारत सरकार के जो कर्मचारी इसमें शामिल थे, जिन्होंने कड़ी मेहनत की, हम उन सभी लोगों को धन्यवाद देते हैं। लेकिन आप इससे अपनी पीठ थपथपाएं कि मोदी साहब का जो डंका पूरे देश में, पूरी दुनिया में बज रहा है, उसकी वजह से लगा। तो अभी जो आपने पीछे सुना, नीरव मोदी महल चुप्ती, जितने लोग जो लेके, ये भी तो अपराधी है, जनता का पैसा लेके भागे हैं। तो उन लोगों को भी अगर इस तरीके से इच्छा शक्ति देखती और जो डंका पकड़ा देखती।
Okay, so let Rohan Gupta come in. Rohan Gupta, if this is the power of Modi diplomacy, why don't you get back every fugitive? If you want to take credit for Tahavur Rana, bring back every single fugitive.
See, Swati, it's not about taking credit. It is the way opposition parties are trying to politicize even this issue. I completely agree with few of the panelists. This is not one government. It's a win of our diplomatic fight and the legal battle what all governments have fought. But the issue comes when Congress, they sit with people like Zakir Naik. And there is no question raised on their leaders. Why that kind of appeasement? So I don't feel that appeasement should get mixed into diplomatic issues. That is where Congress party's zeal of getting these people back to country always suffered because of this appeasement mindset. So I am against this appeasement mindset. Today he is coming back. Whoever's credit started by Congress and now BJP is getting. Let's not get into that credit game. The point is, it is the success of the government that he is coming back to India now. It's a beginning of the new diplomatic strength of India. And in future, I am assuring that all these fugitives who are running away, absconding, they will be brought back to India.
I have to wrap up, but last word to Sheikh Amir. He wants to come in very quickly.
In simple words, I don't know what the BJP spokesman talking about Zakir Naik demonizing people. I would say I congratulate this government. This is a moment of pride. This is a moment of pride, and let's not target it saying this RSS should be blamed. No, RSS should not be blamed. Whosoever has done, we know who has done it. And let's not talk like this, that the RSS did it. I simply don't agree with this.
Okay, appreciate the stand that you've taken. Sheikh Amir, you're saying this is a moment of pride for the nation. Let's look at it that way. Let's not politicize the issue or, indulge in any sort of credit race. I believe all the panelists today, and it's really surprising, they are all on the same page when we talk about Bharat and Bharat's achievements. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast. Thank you for your time. Let's now reveal the results of the poll. The question that we asked, Mazboot Bharat, does it rattle INDI? 70% people believe yes, as per the poll that was conducted on social media platform X, and 30% people believe no. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Nation Wants to Know. A lot more lined up on the other side. Stay on with us.